Hello everyone, I'm here with another video. This time it's about epoxy resin, and I just got my order. Well, not now, but because I'm doing a voiceover, but I was waiting for this for a couple of days, and then some other molds that I'm gonna be working on. I've done little things in the past, but I decided to do a domino set with a box, and I got a deal on a full set. It had the domino mold, the rack for the dominoes, and the box. So I said, why not? And then I bought a gallon of these resin, but after I used it, it stunk so much, and the description said that it was odorless and they claim all these things. But if you buy from this company, just be aware that thing stinks up the house, and I even got a headache. And I had my windows open. And here's the set that I got. I already had a domino set, but this one I saw it cheaper than the one I bought, so I said, let's get it. It's got everything else that I don't have. And there's a domino set, the rack on the side right there to set the dominoes. But at first I didn't know what it was, and that's the box set for the dominoes. All the package, less than 15 bucks. So like I said, it was cheaper than my other, oh, there's the other one that I purchased separately a while back, and I never used it. But since I have the box now, I guess I could do two sets and, you know, move faster on the process. And this is my old phone. And then I bought another set, cheaper than the one I bought first, and it had, I think it's 4 or 5 in there, different sizes and designs. So whatever, if I have any resin left, I'm gonna start just pouring over it instead of just dumping it on a little square that I have where it was going to waste. And this is the one I made about 2 weeks ago. That resin was pretty old because it took like 4 days to dry and get hard. So now that I have all these molds, I'm gonna start doing more projects as far as, just simple things. This ring set, don't buy it if you're thinking about getting it. It sucks. I tried several rings. I'm pretty sure it was not my pouring, but they're thick, they're ugly. And here's my mica powder. I got that about 2 years ago, so I'm gonna start using it now more often. Since I have extra molds, it's got all kinds of colors, and I like all of them so far. And yeah, I think it's more than 2 years that I got it. But don't get that mold for the rings. They really suck, unless you could use them for your hair or something else. But here I'm just starting. I'm not gonna show you the mixing, the pouring. There's plenty of videos out there. I'm just here. This is a hobby, and I'm just gonna show a quick process of what I was doing just to get started. Excuse me. And here's my first pour on the mold. And as far as the ugly angle I got in the pouring, they both suck. I'm sorry, but you'll see why. Camera angle, things in between, and like I said, I don't do much for the camera as far as projects, but because everything that I do is just for me and for friends and family, so I don't really care about the filming. But now that I got my tripod going, I started doing a little few takes here and there. So I didn't want to fill them up because I'm gonna do a two-tone, so that's why I'm carefully measuring how much I'm gonna be pouring with that spoon, the whole set before I do the second layer, because I don't want to over pour. I've seen videos out there where they, even when they do two-tone or one-tone, at the end they over pour, and I've seen the crazy mess they get. The dominoes stuck together, the pour goes everywhere, and I want to avoid all those problems. And here I already did, it's a little bit more than half as far as the filling for those, the first set. And I don't know yet about what other color I'm gonna do, but as far as the box, I'm gonna do red and blue so that it kind of has a contrast with the dominoes. And that's I don't know what blue it is, because I got like 4 kinds of blues. The package that I got, each color has like 3 or 4, and some of them have 5 like different tones, lighter to darker. But this blue was kind of nice. I liked it. So I usually pour just like maybe the tip of the plastic knife, but this time I did two tips, because I want it to be darker so that it's not too translucent to where they could see the the dots on the other side, transparency. It's I guess a must cover in here. But once you see when I'm done with the domino set, and I think I should have used more because it's somewhat see-through, but it's you can hardly see it. But I could have done better. Pour more mica powder on it. And as far as the blue, I'm doing the side, the bigger sides of the box, and don't over pour because I had an issue with those slots right there, the bottom and the top one. One came out perfect. The layer on the edges is thin enough to go through the slots of the red side of the covers, and that one that I'm doing last, because I didn't want to waste the leftover resin, it didn't seem like it over pour, but it's thicker than the bottom layer, the first one I made. And that one I had a hard time trying to fit it through the slots of the red box cover. So I had to grind it down in order for it to fit in the little grooves that the box come with. So just beware, because I've seen this on another video where I was warned, don't over pour, because if it's too thick, it's not gonna slip through the slots, the grooves on the edges, and you're gonna have a hard time putting the box together. I did. I had to grind down the one of those layers, just the edges, nothing big, but to avoid all of that, just don't over pour. Just keep it minimum. That one, the one on the top, that one was super thick. I don't know if you could see the bottom layer. It's actually thinner. It didn't pour as much as the top one. And that's where I used to put all my leftover resin, wasting it. And when I got my other molds, that instead of doing that, I'm gonna pour over like this. Just pour little by little. You don't have to fill them up completely. But since I had enough of the blue one, or purple, I should say, I just started pouring over the molds. I still had a little bit left, and I poured on the square box mold where I usually pour all my leftover resin. And they came out pretty good. And one thing about this epoxy resin I bought from Texas, I forgot the whole name, it actually dries really fast, because I started doing the domino set first around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. When I came back to check to see if I was able to do the second layer so that it wouldn't mix with the bottom one, they were actually really hard. So, and as far as how clear it is, I'm not sure, because I'm obviously doing color, but it looked pretty clear when I was mixing, and it looked nice, I guess, for projects where you just want some clear resin. But it dried really fast. I didn't have to wait like 2-3 days the way I'm used to, because even though it dries in 24 hours, they still kind of bend, depending on the weather and temperature that you guys have it set on in your house, apartment, whatever. But and right here, like I said, it was 4 or 5 hours, and they were already really solid. And these are just, I'm taking out. This is for this one was at the next day when I was checking already the quality and how hard it was. And yeah, I can't complain. I got a decent deal on the epoxy resin. It dries really fast. I don't have to wait, like I said, too long like before, and I could still work on other projects at the same time, and knowing that it's gonna dry fast and I could reuse the molds. But they came out really nice, and as you can see right there, it's almost still see-through. I should have poured more, because it's the same from the same pour that I used on the back of the dominoes for the second layer. And like I said, it's somewhat see-through, not completely, but if I would have added more, it would have been just completely solid on the back. And this one too, it's small. I think 1, 2, 3. I think it's 4 molds, but they came out really cool. My nieces actually, they already picked the ones they want in a different color, but for now, I'm just gonna give them whatever they pick from here. It was, like I said, leftover resin, and to test out the molds and see how nice they came out, and they look pretty cool. I don't know what it is, but it's solid. This one too. That one has only one set of ears on one side, and the one I just dropped, it looked like a cat, I guess. I don't know, but like I said, this set I got it for, I think it was almost $8 or $9. So like I said, it was a good deal compared to when I paid almost $9.99 just for the red one that's out there. That was my first mold. And here are the dominoes already. They're solid. Like I said, it dried really fast. That's the only thing I like about this resin, that besides stinking so bad, it dries fast. The quality, it's clear, shiny. So check it out. It's still somewhat see-through, but you know, it's my first set, so I'm gonna either give it away or keep it for myself and make another one. Well, I'm gonna make more, but since it's my first, I'm gonna see who wants it out of my family, and nobody wants it, and I'll put it out for a raffle. Or I'll keep it. You know, I like it because that color, the red one, it's almost like my Mustang. It's like a cherry candy apple red. And here they are. I just need to now think about the dots, what color I'm gonna use, and I have to go buy some other acrylic alcohol ink so that it doesn't just wipe out like the water-based ones, because I heard bad stories about those. And I have to buy the little nozzle or the needle that comes with some bottles to do the thin line coloring, so that I don't struggle with a brush or anything else. But so far so good. I like it. It came out really nice, and I can't complain. I got a good deal on everything, and I'm gonna start putting some productivity to this. In this mold, it got stuck to my granite, but it was a good thing because it came out all even. But that color came out really nice too. That line in the middle, I don't know what causes that. For some reason, the mica powder, it's like there's something in there that just pushed it away, and that's on the dominoes as well, and on those covers too, right there. If you could see, I don't know what it is. I mixed it really good, but you know, it is what it is. That mold was thin. This one is where I over pour, you know, so I wouldn't waste the resin, and it's so thick. Like I said, the grooves on the red slots, it didn't fit at all. I had to grind it down. In this mold, oh no, it's the bottom one. It has like a, I don't know, it looked defective on the bottom left corner. Right there, if you could say right there. So I thought it was gonna come out like with an extra flaky edge or something, but no, it's flat and it looks nice. Because I was about to write the seller and let them know, but it came out perfect. In that slot, the side that I'm talking about, it's where you're gonna have an issue if you were pouring on the blue slots that I have, the big ones, because the red ones are the thin ones, and those slots, as you can see right there on the bottom, it's gonna create you extra problem. And this is my first time pouring this too with this needle, so it'll be quick and fast, I thought, but you have to get the hang of it before you actually get your hand moving fast. And because it was really about 5 or 6 before I got the hang of it and how to do it without, you know, pouring extra and cleaning, and it was just a mess for the first 3 or 4. But once you get the hang of it with this needle, it's a perfect tool. I highly recommend it. Michael sells it. That's where I got it. It came in a set of 2, so if you got different colors going, it'll help you big time, because it did for me. And that's after cleaning. Even though it's not on camera, but I made a mess. But after, like I said, after a few, you become an expert. And I'm not gonna show you how I put the box together, because like I said, it was a freaking, I had to pull out my grinding machine, and I don't want to bore you with that. But see, you can see right there, somewhat transparent, but they look good. And as far as the box, you know, I'm very handy, so I was able to do it like in 3-4 minutes. Just grind the edges and get it ready, glue it on, and I use Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue, not sponsored. The freaking monkey should, but it's a really good glue for this, because I was thinking of getting the what's that called, the epoxy resin that you dry with a ultraviolet light, and it was expensive, and this one was like $5, and it works really good. You just pour it where you're gonna do the connections, and in 10 seconds it seals really fast. So I don't have to buy extra resin or the light and have extra stuff, laying around. But here it goes, done. Last domino to get in the house and finish. It took me a few days to get it, all together because I was doing other things and I have other priorities, but the box came out really nice. It opens easy, it closes easy, but with one hand it's kind of hard because even though I already fixed my tripod, I forgot to use it. I was getting used to just using my hand, but there it goes. I love the color, I like the combination, the contrast is really good. Both ends came out really good. Actually, all ends, all sides. I cleaned it off because of the dust when I was grinding the layers of the blue covers. But check it out. Like, subscribe, comments, positive or negative, constructive criticism. I'll take it all. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend and thank you. Take care.